When I first started my entrepreneur journey, honestly, life was great. Now, I'm not here to brag or anything, but at that point in my life, all I wanted to do was earn an income online so that I was able to travel the world as much as I could. Now, at that point, I was relatively young, and I wasn't thinking big picture or even thinking about ever hiring people or starting a corporation. It was about 2 years into my business that things really started to get chaotic for me. I started working as a subcontractor for another business where I essentially managed all aspects of their client work. So I did the onboarding calls, the project build out, the management of all of their ad campaigns, their email campaigns, their sales funnels. I did all the reporting, and I was even doing all of their client meetings. So at the time, I was just a single girl working nonstop, managing upwards of 40 clients, which was absolutely insane. Now, at that point in my business, I worked all day and all night. Throughout the day, I was taking meeting after meeting, talking to all of these clients. But at the time when the clients were then living their lives and spending time with their family and not working on their business is when I would actually get the work done that I had to do for them. Honestly, it was beyond crazy. At that point in my life, I was making a lot of good money, but really, I lost that freedom that I quit my job for in the first place. Now, looking back now, if I didn't have that massive workload that I did, I honestly don't think that I would have recognized the tedious tasks that I now automate within my business today. So it really came down to realizing the certain tasks that I was doing over and over again. The tasks that took up so much of my time and took me away from the actual work that I had to do. Looking back, the biggest waste of my time was booking meetings with all of these clients, plus booking meetings with the company that I was working for as that subcontractor. Now, I remember that company used to call me their behind the scenes secret weapon. All 4 of them would go out and they would be living their best lives, traveling the world, making good money. But there I was, stuck at home, stuck working upwards of 16-hour days, managing all of their clients. But like I said, I am super grateful for that because it is what got me here today. And if you ever ask me now to book a meeting with you, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to send you a link to my calendar. That's the biggest productivity hack that I can teach you. These days, I don't have to worry about booking meetings, confirming meetings, or holding off to have a meeting at hours where I truly just don't want to have a meeting. I simply tell clients to click on the link where they can get access to my personal calendar, and then they can choose the date and time that works best for them. That's what I want to teach you today. How can you do this for yourself and use it to improve your productivity and squeeze enough value from your working hours? That way, you'll have time for other things that are important in your life. Because remember, there is more to life than just running your business. You have the freedom as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to really control your own schedule. So why not actually do that? Booking calendars alone are going to help you stick to that. So let's start at the very beginning, okay? And let's start off with, what is a booking calendar anyway? A booking calendar is an online solution that sets up your schedule for you and allows clients and business partners to book meetings directly on your calendar. Now let's go over a bit of the things that you may find easier to do just because you're using a booking calendar. The first one, and probably the most important one, is being able to control your own schedule. So you know those weeks where you say, okay, I'm going to block off these specific times for meetings, these times to work on my actual work, and then other times where you block off time actually for yourself. We definitely try to stick to those schedules, but then what happens is sometimes you'll have a client or a prospect say, hey, are you free Monday at 2? And you're just on the spot. So you look at your calendar and you realize, sure, I could be free. You only blocked off that time for yourself. So you say, sure. Yes, okay, I'll be free for you at that time. Then what happens, that day rolls around, that time comes around, and you truly are regretting saying yes because you really wanted that time for yourself. Booking calendars avoid that altogether. So instead of letting your clients or your prospects control your schedule, you can say, hey, here's my calendar. It has my availability. What works for you based on these dates and these times that are showing on my calendar? Trust me, it will help you stay true to the hours you want to work within your business and the schedule you design for yourself. It has been a complete game changer for me. Another key benefit, in my opinion, is that you actually stop wasting so much time going back and forth with people. Hey, are you free Monday at 2? No, I'm not, but what about Wednesday morning? No, unfortunately, I'm busy Wednesday morning, but with that afternoon work, and so forth. You don't need to actually go back and forth like that with people. All you need to do is just send them a link, let them see when you're free, and they will schedule a time that works best for them too. Which, by the way, will also have a huge impact on your show rate for meetings. So when people can choose the date and time that really works best for their schedule, they've booked that meeting intentionally around what's going on in their life. So one of the most annoying things as an entrepreneur, or even as a business owner, is setting up meetings and scheduling your entire day or your week around those meetings, only to find out that the person just didn't show up and actually respect your time. I 100% get that people get busy, things happen and whatnot. But what I find happens is when people choose the date and time that they work for or that works for them, they're more likely to show. And also with booking calendars, there are always reminder emails going out to those people who actually booked appointments with you. Which also takes me back to the whole, it saves you time and resources. So the system will automatically remind people of their meetings a day before, an hour earlier, or whatever you set the settings to. But it will also send them the link to reschedule if they need to. Or even it will send a follow-up if they don't happen to show up to that meeting. So that way, all you need to do is show up to your meeting and do what you love to do most. Talk to that person. Help them strategize in some way, shape, or form. Now, another key point is that whole double book situation, it honestly just doesn't happen. I find that when people aren't using booking calendars, they'll quickly glance at their schedule and commit to an appointment, even if they didn't see that they were already booked. So with booking calendars, even if you put in your schedule that you're going to the spa, let's say, the calendar will automatically block that time slot off for you. So that way, you don't have to worry about ever being double booked. Or even sometimes when you schedule in your calendar the wrong time that you agreed to and that just little mistakes happen, I get they do happen sometimes, and honestly, they do directly impact how people see you as a professional. But with booking calendars, they just simply don't happen. Besides just booking meetings and allowing people to schedule a date and time that works for them, another really, really awesome aspect is that you can actually collect payment from people if you charge for a specific meeting, let's say. So for example, with all of my one-on-one coaching, my mentees, they can actually book a date and time for their coaching sessions. And what they do is they prepay for their coaching session to lock in that time slot. So it really avoids my team having to send and collect an invoice for an hour or two of my time, but it also allows me to focus on the actual coaching and their digital marketing needs versus ever having to say or ask for a payment, which I know a lot of people out there, they hate having that whole payment collection conversation. I get it. So this will definitely help with that. And the last thing that I want to mention comes down to actually knowing what is going on in your business. So for me, and honestly, the majority of my clients will actually have multiple calendars set up based on specific offers. So for example, I'll use one of my mortgage agent clients for an example. So she has a calendar for first-time homebuyers and another one for refinances. She has a calendar for spells of buyouts and even for quick mortgage questions. She also has another one for referral partners. So really, at the end of the year, if we look at all of her booked appointments, we can tell where she's growing within her business, but also where there's more opportunity for growth. Plus, it's also an excellent way for you to keep track of your progress and see how well your marketing strategies are working. So with all of the complete digital marketing strategies that I run for myself and for my clients, if that back-end goal of the strategy is to generate booked appointments, I'll have one specific calendar for that strategy so I know exactly who is coming in and booking appointments from that specific marketing strategy. It's truly an incredible platform that I feel like a lot of entrepreneurs aren't using. Now, I did notice a spike in people using them in 2021, but still, It blows my mind how many people I talk to who ask me what days I'm available for a meeting. That's actually the first sign that I know that I can truly help them automate their business a little bit more. So if you haven't set up a booking calendar just yet for your business, and if you are someone who is constantly going back and forth with people trying to book appointments, take it from me. When I manage 40 clients, that's a lot of people to go back and forth with. I wasted so much of my valuable time doing that. As soon as I implemented a booking calendar, that entire business management side of things got so much easier. Now, if you don't know where to start or even where to look for booking calendars, honestly, there are a bunch of options out there. But what I use personally, I use Calendly and I love it. It does have a free plan that you can use for your business as well. So check out Calendly. Or the advanced options, if you want to have this with personal branding or if you have multiple team members using it, you will need the paid version of it. But truly, the free option is not only super easy to use, but it's a great place to start. Essentially, what you do is you tell the program when you want people to be able to book appointments with you, such as the time frames, the days, and even how many people can book in one day. It can also integrate really well with other platforms like Outlook or Google Calendar so that you can have total control over your schedule and your workflow. So like I said before, if you block off a day to have a personal day at the spa, it will check your calendar before it shows people the time slots that you're available. And obviously, all the appointments are also going to show up on your calendar. So you can glance at your calendar on Google or wherever and know exactly what's happening when. Now, from a payment perspective, it also integrates super well with PayPal or Stripe. And if you use Zoom a lot for your meetings like I do, it will automatically create and send the client or the prospect the Zoom link without you ever manually having to make a new Zoom meeting. Honestly, I promise you, this will be a life changer for you. So if I could give you a task to do today, it's to block off 30 minutes of your day and set up a calendar for your business. Now you can thank me later. Actually, to thank me now, you can share this episode with another entrepreneur who you know is going back and forth with scheduling appointments. Let's share the love and help others utilize the tools that we have available to us as entrepreneurs. But as always, if you learned something new today, let me hear it. Like and review this episode and make sure to subscribe to my channel so that you never miss an episode. But as always, thank you from the bottom of my heart from hanging out with me today. My name's Lisa Ann. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you always are showing up and hanging out with me, and I hope you're implementing what I'm teaching you. So again, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today. I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Bye for now.